So, just over 5 years we've known each other. So how did it all start? How did you and me come to meet?
I was in a bad place. That was off the back of the start 2017, and then, you know, the descent into illness very quickly.
I remember seeing you that first day and you were struggling, big time.
I'd been in 16 different places. Rehabs and 2 hospital admissions, 3 months each. So by the time I met you, I was pretty broken. I was successful. You know, go back to 2017, I had my own private dental practice. I was mixing with some of the best dentists and technicians in the UK, running a, you know, close to £500,000 turnover business, supporting 9 families, and then going home to a husband and 2 beautiful children. So it all changed February the 4th, 2017. I have a vision of me in the surgery, and things that were simple to me suddenly became brain fog and I couldn't think straight. And then I remember picking up the drill and my hands were shaking, and I thought, I can't do this. I think I thought I was Superwoman. I stopped eating. I lost about 2 or 3 stone very quickly. I was becoming anorexic and I didn't really know I was. But yeah, between February the 4th, 2017 and on my birthday, May the 10th, 2017, I began to break inside. And I went to the doctors because I could hardly get out of bed. And the doctor looked at me and I said, I've tried not to come in. She was lovely. And I said, but she said, when did it start? And I said, 3 months ago. She said, I can't believe you've lasted this long. Within a period of less than a month, my ex took control of everything. And he gave the business away for nothing. And he gave the whole thing away for £1. I remember the first day he poured me a gin and tonic, and I took the gin and tonic and it took that anxiety away. It was like, oh, I found the answer. I'll be all right now.
Very temporarily.
And I became addicted to alcohol very quickly. I think I got up to drinking about a litre of gin a day, which is a lot of alcohol. Fell unconscious on the back of my head on a stone floor. I had 2 friends who came to visit me in 3 months. So I had no practice, no home, my kids had gone, he'd gone. And then I started drinking again. But I was just breaking inside. My husband had gone, my little girl had gone. Then my big girl went off to university, so I was in a 5-bedroomed house in the country on my own.
You'd lost the practice.
I'd lost the practice.
You'd pretty much lost everything that you'd had, including your identity. You were completely rootless at this point. You're just bouncing from one place to another, looking for an answer.
Bouncing from one rehab to another. And then in Thailand with one of the counsellors, she came to me one day, she said, I've had an email from your husband. She said he wants a divorce. So I suppose the only thing I was holding on to was the fact that I would get better and I could come back home and go back to be with him and my girls. And I had no idea what I was going to do in my life. I had no home to come back to and no family to come back to. So when I phoned my sister and she said, come and stay here. So I went to stay with her for 3 weeks. And I was drinking whatever I could get hold of, really. I was walking up to the shops and buying gin and tonics just to numb the pain and the anxiety. And that's when I first came to into contact with the welfare board. That's when I met you.
We met you, yeah, and managed to secure you a flat. And we moved you in there. I mean, we've discussed this before, but I remember coming to yours, and we used to come in 3 or 4 times a week because You were really, really struggling.
You were the main person who came to see me, and then bless you, through the Jewish Welfare Board, you got me support carers who used to come in.
Mocha.
And they used to come in, the ladies used to come in,
That's
and
right.
one of them used to go shopping and buy food, and they would give me something to eat because I just was stopping eating again.
And I think we got to a point where we thought, something's got to change. I knew that it was very easy to isolate yourself there. You were in a top floor flat. You could close your door and you didn't see anybody. And that suited you just fine at that point because you didn't want to be here.
No, I didn't. But it was you, May. You came in one day and you said, I'm picking you up on Wednesday, get in the car, I'm taking you somewhere. And you brought me to Cherry Tree House. The day I came over here, it was May something, 2022. I hadn't actually drunk for 2 months by this point because I'd got up in the March, and one day I just said, that's it, I'm done. And I poured half a bottle of wine down the sink. Something shifted inside me. And from that moment, my new life began. I started pushing myself to get out of bed in the morning, and even if I could walk to the local shop, it was a victory. I started to change my mindset, and that's changed mostly because I've started to learn how to become grateful. I'm so grateful for the Jewish Welfare Board giving me the space, for giving me a roof over my head, for giving me support. I mean, the support you give me is just massive. I don't know what I'd do without you.
Thank you.
I don't.
When you were in the first flat, where I wasn't sure that you were going to actually survive at one point, and when you feel powerless to do anything about that, it's a horrible place to be. The journey that you've come on since then, and what you've enabled yourself to do through gradual increase in what you've been doing, and gradual exposure to stuff, it's been remarkable. And I've done this type of work for over 30 years, and if there's anybody that epitomises that message of hope and the ability for us to change things, then you're it. The transformation's been remarkable.
The message is that we have to become grateful for whatever there is in the life, in the moment. That I've had to realise that there's only the present moment and now. That the past is gone, that my ex-husband has gone, my practice has gone, everything that has gone, and and I'm still breathing. So if you have breath, then you have hope and you have life.
Thank you, Sharon.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you.